Hell yeah. What's up, y'all? What up, what up? What's happening? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to this fine Wednesday edition of Good Morning, Be Honest. I'm Be Honest. Let me check that audio. Oh, yep, we got it. Cool. Dude, I'm telling you, the first time I go live, the audio just doesn't work. So it's okay. We adjust, we accommodate. Just means I got to check it, and it means I just got to, be ready for it. First time that happened, I was so triggered. I was so irritated. Whoa, 3 people in the chat. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Yeah, man, it's a fucking beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning out here. You know what it is, dude. Get up, took my walk. It's a beautiful summer morning. It's the kind of day where I don't feel like doing fucking anything. I just want to walk forever. Walk into the crib, get hit by that blast of air-conditioned air, and fucking hang out. Takes me back to when I was like fresh out of high school, dude. June graduation, fucking just feeling on top of the world. I had such a good group of friends back then, dude. Still friends with most of those guys. Still very good friends with most of those guys. I'm like walking, feeling the warm air, and I'm like, damn, this is like senior week weather, which was just an excuse to go get fucked up for a week straight, but is what it is, dog. That shit was awesome. But that's okay. I'm fucking running a little bit late today. I was up very late last night. Then at a local jam session, fucking getting it in, ripping some guitar. I even ripped a little bit of drums, which doesn't happen terribly often, but it was a good fucking time. Very grateful for things like that. And I don't mind paying the tax on being out late doing cool shit as opposed to paying the tax on being up late doing dumb shit. But that's okay. Anyway, do what I'm thinking about today. What's the title? What did I say? Peace Through Suffering? Yeah, man. So I finished my, well, first of all, I'm going to the jam session, right? Just on the note of cultural observance right now. So I'm going to the jam session last night, and, it's protest season and riot season and all types of shit's going on, and it's dominating the fucking news cycle. It's creeping up on the general collective consciousness. And then apparently there's a mass nationwide protest, the No Kings protest, planned for this weekend. Because apparently Trump wants to be king of the world. Seems a little silly to me, but, whatever. Where I'm at in Westchester, Pennsylvania, it's a university city, and there's a lot of liberals out here, and they like to collectivize and protest and hold their signs up. And it's not, riot. It's not destructive out here. It's not ill-spirited even. I think it's goofy. I think it's a waste of time. I think it's posturing. I think it's performative. I think it's virtue signaling, as they say. But, that's what's in the air. Then I'm driving down to the jam session last night. Shout out to Dojo Sound for hosting jam sessions every week. Fucking crew is kicking ass. And there's one dude. There's one dude at the courthouse steps. One single person holding an upside-down American flag. And that's interesting to me. Because the upside-down American flag, as I understand it, signifies a nation in distress. It's war, more or less. It signifies a nation in distress, which is different to me than some shitty, hashtag no kings or hashtag like the corny things that usually you see that people aren't even creative or they're being so creative that they write on a piece of cardboard in Sharpie and expect that to be a signifier of mass political change. It's also silly to me, but it really did stick out seeing the one guy with the upside down flag, a nation in distress. That begs the question, is the nation in distress? Sure is, dude. It sure is. I think I would much rather live in a world where we can all just get along and be productive and fucking, if you don't like someone, you don't like them and it's all good. It doesn't mean that they're your fucking enemy. You know what I mean? I don't look at these people necessarily as my enemies, but I wonder how often that's a mutual feeling. It's interesting. Anyway, to the stuff that I'm concerned about in my world, because I like to wake up and walk and I ponder. I like to read. I'm here talking to the people, and we're going to go lift some weights after this. And then we're going to get to work. Shoulder day today. Fortunately, I can blast out shoulders pretty quick, pretty fucking hard. I can work out generally pretty fast. You can get a lot done in 20, 25 minutes if you know what you're doing. Sometimes I prefer the hour-long session. 45 is a great middle ground, but, do what the situation calls for. I finished my Norman Vincent Peale book. You can if you think you can. Some real PMA, positive mental attitude type shit. And I really enjoyed it. He ended it with the idea that we should all just avoid the 3 L's, because ain't no one like taking L's here. And I don't smoke L's anymore. So avoid these 3 L's, everybody. Lack, loss, and limitation. And he says, this is a quote I like from the last portion of the book: the great secret of getting what you want from life is to know what you want and believe you can have it. Fucking A. I like that. I like that. Because if you think that way, if you internalize that and really operate with that, you're going to have meaning in seemingly meaningless things that you do. Whatever propelled my man last night to go out there and hold the flag up upside down to signify the distress of our nation. He ain't wrong, but I wonder where he could have reapplied that energy. That's all. It made me think of my morning reading today from what's Bull's name? Martin Meadows morning today. Where is it? He called this. I like this too, because I've been called paranoid for my conspiratorial leanings. I've been called many things, as a matter of fact, for my conspiracy theorizing and general looking into it. But the section today was called, he was telling us to cultivate inverse paranoia, which is also called cognitive reframing. More or less saying, instead of being, quote unquote, paranoid and assuming the world is out to get you, which it's not untrue. Kurt Cobain said that. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not after you. Sure enough, they were after him, but, neither here nor there. Inverse paranoia. Assume that the world is conspiring to do good for you and to do good by you. That's a fundamental order of magnitude difference from thinking everything sucks, everything is fucked. Take a chainsaw on shit. You know what I mean? And that's important. If we can successfully carry that with us. And I try to, man. I said yesterday I had a big hot dog glizzy delivery. It turned out to be a motherfuck of an adventure. Just a fucking terrible, irritating, agitating, irate day at work all day yesterday. And I'm trying to keep my cool throughout all of it. I would be a hypocrite to come on here and talk about positive mental attitudes and daily course corrections and then fucking be lost in this spiral about being irritated at work. Now, I can't always help getting irritated. I can't always help feeling fucking a type of way about what I'm experiencing, but it's incumbent on me to try to, at least, I think, anyway. I had to go to this big financial institution. They had 100 hot dogs go to one place, 90 go to another building in the same campus, I guess, massive business campus, and then a couple more to another spot. And I'm at the one place, and the security guys, they can't even let me in. I can't even just pass off my box of glizzies and go about my business because they need official documentation of every step that everyone takes. Need my name and fucking all this shit. And the one guy was like, man, you got a really good attitude about what's going on, because they're like searching through databases trying to find the recipient for this big box of hot dogs. I'm like, bro, this is this is part of the territory in what I do, man. I'm out here slinging fast food and shit, bro. Like, patience is the name of the game in my business. But that's okay. Neither here nor there. I like the idea of inverse paranoia. Assume the world's looking out for you. So it was all shit. At the end of the day, it's all a learning experience, dude. I got to yesterday, my day was wake up, walk and ponder, talk to the people, lift some weights, read some books, go to work, deal with some bullshit, suffer through it, paying the dues, in other words. And then after that, it was great. It was a fucking beautiful day after that. I got to play some guitar and hang out with my homies, cook my food for the week so I can keep getting big and strong. Like, that's a good thing as long as I let it be. Ended up taking a nice long second walk yesterday under the full moon. It's a happy full moon to those who are astrologically inclined, which I am, whether it's real bullshit, mysticism, something in between. I don't worship astrology by any means. I'm not an astrologist or astrologer by any means, but energy is energy, and energy dictates all of this shit. So that's all. That's what's fucking pretty much going on. So I finished my not Jordan Peele, wrong dude, Norman Vincent Peale book. I finished that one up. The next one on the shelf is Undeniable by Cameron Haynes. Now, Cameron Haynes is another one of these influencers out here in like the personal development sphere, which some could call, if you're on Reddit, they'll call that right wing adjacent, but it's personal development shit, dude. It's fucking get better. There's lessons in life. No matter how mundane they seem, there's fucking lessons everywhere. And some people out here like to fucking share those lessons and make awesome lives for themselves. I like that. Cameron Haynes' big thing is keep hammering and to lift, run, and shoot. He's a bow hunter. He's a bow hunter in like extreme territory, fucking like Alaskan wilderness and Western mountain wilderness and shit. And bow hunting's no joke if you're out hunting bears, hunting elk, hiking 20 miles into the fucking no man's land with nothing but your camping pack supplies, archery equipment, maybe an animal to help you haul the meat back. That's fucking crazy. I hunted a bunch when I was a kid, but not like that. Hardcore stuff. And even in the first chapter, Cameron Haynes is, and I guess arguably he's an influencer. He got the big personal brand and all this and that. But he's talking about how he would do what he calls lift, run, and shoot days with people. And they would bring him through his day. They'd come out and hang out, and then they do their thing, which includes a shit ton of running. Like, he's an ultra marathon runner too. So like a shit ton of running, fucking a whole lot of archery shooting, massive workout. And then I guess he has a rock. Dude's playing Sisyphus out here. He just got a big ass rock, and part of their lift, run, and shoot day is to bring this 75-pound rock to the peak of a mountain and then bring it down. Why? Just to stay hard. So the whole first chapter, he's talking about it when he had David Goggins come down and fucking do the lift, run, and shoot day with him. And I'm thinking, like, I never met these two men. They exist to me only as the construct that they are presented to people and ideas on the internet. They're celebrities in some regards, influencers in some regards. Many would call them grifters and charlatans. And, if some people are prosperity gospel preachers, then these dudes are what, like personal development, self-help gurus or some shit. I don't know. That's a negative way to look at it, because these two motherfuckers are hard as shit. Who cares about who the person is? If they're talking some real shit and talking some real useful stuff, you should in my view, you do well to listen. So it was very interesting. First chapter, and I read his other book, Endure. I like Cam Haynes. He's cool. Having not met him, he seems like he's cool. He's talking about hanging out with Goggins, and then Chris Williamson, who's another huge like podcast guy out here in the game. Another right-wing charlatan grifter with a podcast, because everyone's got a podcast, right? That's all good. It's just interesting reading in a physical book about these people that I only ever see on the social digital spaces. To me, it's fascinating as I sit here and pontificate. As I sit here and pontificate in a Pantera t-shirt in the morning with sunglasses on my face and headphones on my dome. Of course I find it fascinating. Of course I do. Chris Williamson came up. He's a British guy. From what I understand, he came up as he went to college or whatever, was a club promoter, got into business that way with a club promotion company. Now he's like a huge, massive personal brand social media guy. Interesting. Maybe there's hope for burger flippers if club promoters can fucking get out there. Now, he was also a model of some sort, which is neither here nor there. It's a lot of hard work to be a fucking model. Staying in the gym and fucking keeping your nutrition right. Like, that's no joke. It's not that different than bodybuilding as far as I understand. Probably a different game and different people to court on the industry level. But what do I know? Because I'm a burger flipper and guitar player. But goddamn it, if there's hope for him, there's fucking hope for me. Fucking A, right. But they're talking about the two ideas in the first opening chapters that stuck out to me was the idea of honesty through suffering. You'll find out who someone is when they're suffering through a fucking treacherous ass workout and performance without purpose. Just like the Sisyphean task of bringing a rock up a hill just to bring it down. Now, Sisyphus, the god, as part of his punishment, he was tasked to do that every day. Bring the boulder up the hill, and then it falls down. And the next day, what do? You bring it back up, and then it falls down. The next day, what do? Bring it back up and watch it fall the fuck down. Performance without purpose. That's useful. I'll tell you a lot about someone. Brings up the question of balance, which contradicted one of my other morning readings today, which was don't sweat the small stuff. In Don't Sweat the Small Stuff today, the idea is that life is not an emergency. And we as people get clouded and fucked up in our anxieties and tensions and stresses and all that shit. And we make everything an emergency. I'm having a bad day at work yesterday because they can't find Billy to come and collect my goddamn hot dogs. Is it an emergency? Not really. Not really. Not at all. But at what point if everything is not an emergency, at what point is there urgency? At what point is there stress? At what point is there, suffering? At what point is there fucking just getting shit done because it needs to get done? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems to be when people put that attitude out there of, oh, it's not everything so serious. Do you have a serious part of you? Because we need a serious part of us. It's similar to my thoughts on yesterday's lesson from Don't Sweat the Small Stuff, that lower your stress tolerance and you'll be better off. What? That almost doesn't make sense to me. What happens when you need to have a high stress tolerance? What happens when you have to suffer? Are you prepared at all? I don't know. This is all stuff in theory. And this is why I find it useful and important to read a wide variety of stuff and not only things that are streamlined to be what you agree with. You learn from the fucking internal mental Hegelian dialect, contrasting ideas to beget a new circumstance or a new understanding or a new viewpoint or what have you. You synthesize it and move forward. So that's the shit I'm thinking about today, man. That's the shit I'm thinking about today. What do I got in my readings for otherwise this morning? Daily Stoic was pretty good. What we got today, Mr. Stoic, Ryan Holiday, June 11th. Just don't make things worse. This is another quote from the great Marcus Aurelius. How much more harmful are the consequences of anger and grief than the circumstances that arouse them in us? Yup. You fucking get pissed off about hot dogs, do some dumb shit. It's way worse than waiting a couple minutes to figure out what you're doing. That's all. And then for the last thing today, before I wrap up and get out of here, getting too close to the 20-minute mark, we got Norman Vincent Peale. Positive thinking every day, because if I see a upside down flag in a nation in distress, and I agree with that, the nation is in fact in fucking horrible distress, and it's our job on the micro level to fix that shit, in my view anyway. So let's be positive. Let's get shit done. What we got today, June 11th. You can make your life what you want it to be through belief in God and in yourself. Amen. Yes, sir, Mr. Peale, Dr. Peale. Whether you're of a religious inclination or not, that's what you guys in the AA world talk about. God as we understand him. So fucking A, let's get to it today, man. Shit, happy. I didn't even plug my stuff in the morning. Happy Wednesday to you. This has been a fine morning. Good morning with B. Hannas, Nikki B. Hannas. I am Nikki B. Hannas. You can find this on YouTube. Go live in the morning. As long as I have audio, we're going live. Live in the morning on YouTube, BS with B. Hannas, Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Audible, iHeartRadio. Plugging iHeartRadio is funny. I don't think anyone even uses it, but that's okay. You can find my music, heavy blues, metal, some hard fucking rock and roll, blues and heavy metal, baby. NikkiBHannas.com, NikkiBHannas.bandcamp.com, Nikki B. Hannas on all streaming services. One love. Good morning to y'all. Let's fucking crush it. Later. Keep it real. Anticlimactic ass outro music.